Sid Schumann here. We're at PlayStation Experience. We're live. We're about to check out a little bit of Dying Light coming January 27th, the PS4. Quick note, though, we've got a whole weekend of festivities lined up. We've got panels upstairs, jam-packed schedule. Check the schedules that are around here. A lot of great stuff you won't want to miss. So don't forget to check in on some of those panels. But now let's take a look at Dying Light. I'm here with Timon from developer Techland.
Hello guys. Hello PSX.
Yeah. So we're going to check out Dying Light. This is one I've had my eye on for a long time. This is an open-world survival game,
yes, exactly.
But it's got a couple of twists. So tell me what we're going to see today.
What I have for you and the rest of PlayStation fans all around the world is a brand new story mission taken from the middle section of the game. It is a very difficult but also a very important mission because we need to catch a bolter. And a bolter is a special type of zombie whose tissue sample could be beneficial to finding a cure to the zombie virus, zombie epidemic. So it is very important that we get this guy, but it's not going to be easy because A, these guys, they come out only at night, and as you probably know, the night time is the most dangerous part of the Dying Light experience. And B, they are unlike any other of the night zombies because they are as fast as them, as agile as them, but when they see you, they run. They see humans as dangerous. So when they see humans, they see the player, they try to escape. So we have to sneak up on that guy, so that will make things even more difficult for us.
All right, well, I'm ready to dive in. Should we take a look here?
Yeah, of course, let's do this.
All right, so this is Dying Light. This is coming January 27th to PS4. Open world, a lot of parkour influence,
yes, exactly.
A lot of good movement.
4-player co-op, beat a zombie mode, which allows you to play as a zombie and invade other people's games. So lots of cool things in one game.
Very cool. So we should have a video going here any second now, and when we do, then we'll check it out. But tell me about the inspiration behind, the style of game that you're going for. This is a different type of zombie game.
Well, yes. First of all, I think we're good to go now.
Here we go.
We're deep in gameplay right now. So what we are doing right now, we are trying to go to a safe zone, and that's a very important thing because we don't want to cover huge distances at night. So we need to find a safe zone which we can secure, and
there we go.
okay, there we go. Which we can secure, and we can sleep till the night in that safe zone. As you can see, when you're up on the roofs and you have nowhere to go, you can still go down on the street level using trash piles and things like that, and you don't have to stop moving in Dying Light. Because in Dying Light, we have a system which is called the natural movement system, and it allows you to traverse environment with great ease, with almost like effortlessly.
This is looking good, and I want to just make a shout out to Twitch. If you're in chat, drop some questions in there. We'll field them here with tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Do that, guys. And what we did right now, we threw a decoy over there to attract those zombies to that location. We can attack them, but of course it is pointless because they will turn back on us then. So let's just try to skip past them. When you see a group of zombies like that in Dying Light, you don't want to fight with them. But when you see just one guy, you can try to attack him, especially when you have the vertical advantage. So yeah, like this. And there are also a couple of other cool things that you can do. For example, you can try to stun that lady and now twist her neck. I know how it sounds, but it is a zombie game after also. And also you can use a couple of interactive things, interactive objects in the environments. Things like spikes or zip lines.
And we got a question here from Twitch chat. You guys, obviously, Techland, known for Dead Island.
Yes, of course.
This is quite a departure from that. What kind of inspired that?
Well, I wouldn't say it really is a departure because it has zombies and it has melee weapons. It is a melee-based weapon game, but there's so much more stuff in Dying Light that it's kind of hard to compare these two. This is way more complex game. This is a game where to each situation, each problem that you face, you have a couple of solutions. You don't have to hack and slash through enemies. You can always try to think of something else. So it really is a very different game, and I think the most important aspect of it is the natural movement system, like the system that allows you to traverse through the game world with like a parkour specialist would.
Here's another good question. How long does the game has sort of like real-time daylight? So
yes.
How long is a day?
The whole cycle takes about 45 minutes, and I think night takes about 20 minutes of that 15 minutes. So it is split like that, like 1/3 and 2/3. What we have right now, we can use our survivor sense to scan the environment to see things that are interactive. So we can try to see what's inside the fridge. There's a tin can. We can get it and use it for crafting weapons and other cool stuff and metal parts as well. But I think there's a guy spitting on us through the window. So let's go to the safe house directly.
No, the game has an extensive crafting system too.
Crafting, yes. So you can craft all of the weapons that you see. There are more than 100 weapons, melee weapons, base melee weapons in the game, but you can craft all of them. So when you count all of the combinations, it gives you like more than 1,000 different weapons that you can use in the game. And you craft not only weapons, but also gadgets. Things like thrown knives, shurikens, decoys, and other stuff as well.
Shurikens, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I'm getting a lot of questions, and I know you're on a roll, but a lot of questions about co-op. People are very intrigued by the co-op.
Yeah, and it is a very important thing because Dying Light supports 4-player co-op, and what's cool about it is that you can play the whole game in 4-player co-op. It's not like there's a set of missions for co-op or something like that. You can play the whole game as long as you finish the tutorial. You can play the whole game from start to finish in co-op.
So tell me where we're at here.
Yeah,
we're
so we just secured the safe zone, and now we can use the bed to sleep till the night. And as you can see, the night has fallen. It is about 1 hour later, so let's just go outside and see what changed in the game world. And that's a very important thing, because in Dying Light, the gameplay changes completely when the night falls. As you can see, of course, it is dark, so that works. If we turn on the flashlight, that will make the traversing environment easier. And let's see if there are enemies around. Yeah, like there is one guy, but we don't have to worry about him. So now let's just check where the bolters are, and they are marked on the map with those skull icons. So let's just mark one of the locations, and let's just try to go there.
It looked like a big map to me. How big is this game?
Well, the game is huge. It is a nightmare to make a game like this, because you have to account for everything. But I think if you want to see everything in the game, you will have to play it at least 50 hours. So it really is a huge, huge game. And okay, we are following our like waypoint objective. We are using the survivor sense to scan if there are any night zombies around. And as you can see, there is a volatile. That's that's like the ultimate night predator. So we have to be extra careful around that guy. We don't want him to catch us.
Very cool. So it's got a little bit of a stealth element when you're playing at night.
Well, at night you have to use the stealth element, because if you face them directly, you're just basically gone in a second. So as you can see, he is over there. We can jump on the wagon right here, and we can try to create a little diversion that will make the volatiles kind of confused where you are.
This is looking great.
So we can hit a weapon on a wall to make some noise, and they will go to that spot. So now we can shoot. Oh, we got caught by a regular guy. So I think the volatiles saw us. Yeah, they show us. So now we have to run. Basically, now it's just run, boy, run type of thing. You are being chased, and you don't want to face those guys directly. So let's see. Yeah, they are chasing us. So,
wow.
That's a scary sight. You don't want to see that.
This is looking good, I gotta say. Just seriously, this looks great. It's totally sparking my interest.
Yeah, it is a Chrome Engine 6, our own in-house engine, and it really does wonders.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, nice X-ray effect. That means that you broke that. As you can see, this guy is transforming, so we must not let him transform, because when he transforms into his night form, he's way more dangerous, and he will be chasing us as well. And we used some zombies inside as a camouflage. So now we have like a couple of seconds of relative safety. So now we can try to change weapon and see where we're heading next.
So one question I got that I thought was a great question here. What's your favorite weapon that you've crafted in Dying Light so far?
Well, there are lots of them, but I really like the classics. So I'd say maybe it is an electric machete. I just like that you can cut a zombie head off with it and electrocute them at the same time. So that's a cool thing. So I really like that one, like a classic electric machete zombie weapon. Okay, so quiet now. I think we are quite safe. No one sees us. So now we can try to be sneaky about our objective, our mission. Let's just go there. Yeah, we can turn off the flashlight to make it harder for zombies to see us. There are some over there, but they are not any danger for us right now. Yeah, we can try to zip past them.
Nice. So is there a character progression or a skill tree or anything like that?
Yes, of course, there's a whole RPG element to the game. There are 3 skill trees that you can fill with skills. In total, there are 73 skills in the game, and what's important is that whatever you do in Dying Light, you get experience points for that. So each swing of a weapon, each jump, each climb gives you experience points that allow you to level up either agility, power, or survivor rank. I think we've been spotted again, so now we have to run again. But now we can use a different thing to lose the pursuit. We can jump into the water and use a shortcut like that to break the line of sight and be safe again.
This is cool. I mean, this game is a very porous environment.
Yes.
You can go up, you can go through, you can go under.
Well, I think, honestly, maybe that sounds like too much of a statement, but I really think that Dying Light has a chance, has a shot at changing the first-person games in general. I think when people experience what we have here, they will looking for that kind of freedom in other FPS games as well.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit, I don't want to make a direct comparison, but I was a big fan of Dishonored and how maneuverable as a character
yes, of course,
you are.
Yes, so yeah, that's a similar thing that we're trying to achieve, but it is something happened. What happened, guys? Are we good? Yeah, problems like that happen all the time.
I think that's it.
No, I think something froze, like on the other end of the connection. Yeah, so we cut. So maybe we'll just answer some questions.
Yeah,
and
we got a lot of good questions
follow
coming
up
in
with
here.
that.
One question that came up that I was thinking as well: is there a gunplay in the game where you'd be able to shoot?
Yeah, of course. So the game is mostly melee based. So more than 100 weapons I mentioned, these are melee based weapons, But we also have firearms, and the ammunition is not so. We're starting from we're back at the start. So.
You see, a thought occurred to me.
Okay, let's just follow that.
I realize. But if these creatures favor areas where
so there are guns in the game there.
Yes, sorry for that. Yes, so there are guns in the game, pistols, rifles, shotguns, and the ammunition is not as scarce as it was in the island, so you will be able to use these firearms, these guns more frequently now.
Here's a good question. Whenever you open it up to co-op,
okay,
you do open the opportunity for griefers to come in. Is there are there ways to protect against that?
Well, of course, you can choose with whom you want to play. So you can play only with friends, or you can play only with trusted people. And the same goes for the Be the Zombie mode, which that could be a mode that has the biggest potential of inviting griefers. But because that's the mode where you play as a zombie and invade other people's games. So if you don't want to experience that, though I really encourage people to do that, you can turn that option off as well. So if you don't want to play with people who might be griefers, you can just turn them off, cut them off completely.
Great, so the power is in your hands as the player.
Yes, exactly.
So it looks like we're recovered here, we're back.
Yes, so now is the water bit. We can jump up again. So that was the part where I was saying that we have a shot at at changing the first-person games in general. So I think I would like to repeat that because it really is my strong personal belief. As you can see, there are some more volatiles. What is happening? We check this.
Oh, looks like a few technical difficulties there. So let's take it to chat. Yeah, let's take it to chat here. Okay. Let's answer a few more questions. I got a lot of them coming in. How many zombies can appear on the screen at once? Like the game seems to have like a big scale, big scope.
Well, that's a question that's kind of hard to answer. Yeah. But I think the easiest answer is hundreds, because we are really using the power of PlayStation 4 to its maximum, to its fullest. So. Basically, yeah, the hundreds of zombies on screen at one time, and of course it has lots of gameplay ramifications because you still have to face those guys. But you can also do like we saw before. You can try to jump on them. You can try to push them away. So it really changes. It really changes the whole flow of the gameplay.
So, coming out on PS4, obviously you guys are still wrapping up the game, but have you been looking at any interesting uses of DualShock 4?
Well, it's just basic stuff really, because what you can do, well, basically we allow you to maneuver through the game more easily. So with one swipe, if you swipe the touchpad in one direction, you get access to your map. If you swipe it in another direction, you get access to your inventory and things like that. It's just smaller tweaks and bits to make it more easy for PlayStation players.
Any interesting use of the light bar?
Basically, it is synced with your flashlight. So whenever you turn on your flashlight, the light bar goes up as well. So that kind of, if you play it in a dark room, that kind of influences the whole experience, the whole atmosphere of your gameplay session.
So I'm sure you're a big fan of the zombie genre in general. Are there any other zombie games that have really grabbed your attention? I mean,
well,
just over the years.
We played all of them really.
Yeah.
So we need to play all of them, and to be honest, we like really all of them. But from recent years, I think you have to mention things like Last of Us. I think that was a game that really set the bar very high for what you can do with the narrative, and I think that was, for me personally, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but it is the best zombie game out there.
Yeah, I think the developers, Naughty Dog, might contest the zombie label, but still definitely in a related genre, and truly a fantastic game. One of my favorites in the last 5 years, probably. But it begs an interesting question, though, about Dying Light. From a storyline and a narrative perspective, are you guys going for a more emergent, sort of player-driven approach, or is there a more elaborate sort of storyline?
So I'd say it's a combination of both, because we have a very cool story prepared for us, written for us by a guy named Dan Jolley. He's a DC Comics writer, so I think it will be up to par with the expectations of the American audience. But what we have in the game is very emergent. The game is based on an emergent gameplay. So, like, if we start at the same location and we had to reach like point B, I think each of us will live a different story. Each of us will have a different experience, because what happens like in second to second gameplay changes for us, and we can influence that by like choosing which weapon we want to use, or which gadget we want to use, or what approach we want to take to solve any problems that may appear.
Are you going to have sort of video game conventions like boss battles and things like that, or?
Well, there are some, let's say, boss battles. The Dying Light, with Dying Light, we aim to create a quite realistic experience. So these are not like over-the-top boss battles with like huge zombies, building tall zombies attacking you. But there are some enemies that are harder to beat, that appear at certain moments of the story that you just have to defeat to move the story forward.
Will you be fighting any survivors or any humans? That's a question I've been seeing here a lot.
I think we saw that in the part of the video that we had prepared, that there are also humans in the quarantine zone. So these guys are the members of a gang that tries to control the whole area. So you will face them as well, but these guys are heavily armed. They are very fast. They think like humans do. So these guys really are a challenge to fight with.
Awesome. Well, it's been great taking a quick look at Dying Light. I really appreciate you having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope players will be able to pick up the game on January 27th. PlayStation 4 is one of the platforms that we have the game on, so yeah.
I loved what I saw. You totally made a convert out of me. Thanks a lot. Coming up next, we'll have a bunch of trailers and way more game demos, so stay tuned.
PlayStation